you need to cause chaos, you need to be proactive, and you need to create change. People always say it's easier said than done, and I think the opposite. It's easier done than said. Do. Take a poop.
Did we sign an NDA?
We'll get back to you.
We'll get back. Get yourself comfortable, because we're gonna be here for a little bit.
Chile.
Accent challenge. Me not know how to say that. Alrighty, let me get this stuff together.
Together forever.
Looking very demure and mindful. What is up, party people? Welcome to the YAP Eat Repeat podcast, a place where intellectual baddies can just have a gay old time. My name is ADELLE. I'm your favorite social media girly who loves makeup, and today, y'all, we have an incredibly special guest. Now, but I really have been trying to get this girl on my podcast for a hot minute. So she is not only a viral online sensation, she is also my work bestie and also a Libra queen, the one, the only, okay, Saman.com. I'm gonna put in a little sound effect. Okay, she is incredibly hilarious, and I'm super excited to have you on the podcast for today.
Yes,
guys, we are
in
thank you, of course. Yeah, we are currently in our jammies right now because we're actually having a sleepover. She literally came over to my place so that we can shoot today's podcast. So thank you so much for coming today.
I'm happy to be here.
No, I'm happy that you're here.
The room I'm staying in is warmer than my personal room. So
I'm crying. No, literally, I enjoy spending pretty much every single day out of the week with you. I honestly could not do the job that we do without you.
No, literally.
Well, yes.
Well, yeah. Well,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes. So today's episode is going to be really interesting, especially because Saman has so many interesting projects that she is coming up with in the next few weeks.
Yes.
Hence why she is here on today's podcast. And today we'll be talking about a bunch of different things. So we'll be talking about personal style, manifesting your dream life, and honestly just being unapologetically yourself.
I am.
Yeah. All right, so I have known you for a couple of months. I've really gotten to know you, the ins and outs. We commute together all the time, literally, and we text each other on the weekends. So
Yes.
I feel like I have a good idea of who you are as a person, but how would you describe yourself in about 3 to 4 sentences?
So I think that I'm a very open and friendly person, and I'm just really down. Like, I feel like I'm a yes person. Like, I like to say yes to a lot of things because you don't know what you're going to experience, right? Like, it could be the best thing ever, and you would never know unless you said yes. It could be the worst thing ever, and that's a lesson, right? So I feel like I'm very open, and I think that I'm very creative in a way that is very proactive. Because I think that a lot of people are creative. Like, creativity is all around. I feel like the world is full of creation. But I feel like where I defer on that's like, because I think there's a lot of great artists out there and they have like one niche. I'm down to do anything and everything, and I'm gonna make sure that I do anything and everything. So I just feel like I'm a very down person, down to earth, down to party.
Well, yes. Yes.
Down to boogie.
Do a little shindig.
Do a little shindig, okay? Yes.
Well,
well, yes.
I do feel like you really lead life with a whole lot of positivity, and honestly, just like watching you grow within the role that you're currently in right now. Honestly, you really came out the gate just fucking swinging.
I don't play.
Okay? No, Saman,
I get it done.
Yeah, one thing about Saman, she does not play about having fun or doing her work and doing it great too.
I literally used to get in trouble at school because I used to just track the whole entire class, but I would be the only one who got my work done.
No, and I can honestly see that. No, literally. Like, you would get the whole class up in a roar.
Yes, a riot. Yes, I'm like, that's me at work. I'm like, Adele and I are just stimming the whole time, but we get it done. We lay it down, okay? Yeah. We don't play. We get that work done, but we're gonna tell a joke or 10,000.
No, like, every single time Saman and I are together, like, shooting content for our job, everyone's closing their doors. Yes. They're going to another room because they can't concentrate. But we get our work done.
We do. Oh, anyways. It's gonna work-life balance, okay?
And whatever. Guys, once we're laughing a lot simply because, like, it's just been a fucking journey, guys. It's been a fucking journey with this job. And once we leave, I feel like we'll have a really great tell-all story.
Oh, yeah.
But right now, you know, we gotta keep it quiet.
Keep it cute. Keep it up. NDA, all right?
Did we sign an NDA?
We'll get back to you.
We'll get back. But anyways, so you mentioned briefly how you were as a kid, and I feel like who you are today as a person is just so inspiring and so just like unbelievable in the best way possible. What would you say your childhood was like? What are some key moments you would say have like really impacted your personality?
So honestly, when you sent me this brief, like after that, I hopped in the shower and I was just like thinking about my childhood, and then I realized like I didn't really have a great childhood, but I feel like I don't like, you know how people are angry and they just take that out on the world, and that's just like their whole personality, their whole identity. That's not my identity. I'm like, I don't even actively remember or think that I didn't have a great childhood because I'm focused on it now. I'm focused on the future. I'm focused on who I'm going to be. And I think that I always act as who I'm going to be. So I'm in the shower, like reflecting, and I actually was pretty grateful because I was like, oh, like, actually did not have a great childhood, like, newsflash, but I'm always positive. Like, anybody can say that about me. We'll be going through the darkest of times, and I'm here like, don't worry, like, we're gonna get out of this, like, it's gonna be good. This is for our highest good. I always think that way because I think dwelling and focusing on negative energy and negative things is not beneficial to you. If you're not gonna take what you experience as a lesson and actually grow from it, like, what did you even experience it for, you know? So I did not have the best childhood. That was literally news to me yesterday in the shower, but it made me very appreciative. And I do think that I could be in a very different situation than I am now, and I'm very grateful that I am where I am today. So I think like some key moments in my childhood was that I went to like this summer camp, and it was just like an escape. Like, obviously this is the city, but the camp was like in nature, and nature is obviously like very grounding, and you're around people who you don't know and who you're, you know, bonding with and going through this experience with, and who you're disconnected from. I mean, not disconnected from, but like there's a disconnect because you're not worried about the city, you're not with technology and things like that. And those were some of my best like childhood memories because it was a sleepaway camp, and I just really enjoyed that. So those are things that I always remember, and I went to that camp for years and years and years because it was an enjoyable experience and because it was an escape. So yeah, but I do think as a child I started off as very quiet. Like, I was always very polite, very patient and stuff, and then I, you know, obviously grew up, and then as a teenager, like, I was in friendships where, like, not that I was like a sidekick, but I was just like on the sidelines. And then I had one specific friendship breakup, and I don't know why after that my whole personality switched. So I always was pretty, you know, funny, laughy, jokey, but it was in like a quiet and demure way. But after this friendship ended, it's like literally I blossomed. And I think that people do hold you back. Like, negative energy, that rubs off on you. It's like you can't surround yourself with negative people and things because that's who you are and who you become. So literally as soon as this relationship ended, the person you know as today was born. Like, even my best friend, Samuel will literally tell you, it's like literally a 180 happened in my life, and I started becoming more confident, more proactive, more. And it's so funny because have you ever had like those friendships and you guys plan like your whole life together? It's like we met, we know each other for like 5 minutes, and we're like, we're gonna move in together when we grow up, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Mine, when I was younger, was like, because you know, like YouTube is really big, we're like, we're gonna move to LA.
Yes. That was a dream back in like what?
No, that was the dream. It's like, we're moving to LA, we're gonna be hot shit, like things like that. But I'm like, I feel like that influenced where I was today, because a lot of people I watched as a child, I have connections with now. Like, I'm like, you were my blueprint when I was a child. I love the YouTube girlies, and I feel like a lot of my friends were like Tumblr. I never was on Tumblr because I didn't really understand it and things like that. I was like on YouTube, like I was tuned in. Twitter, I was tuned in. So I feel like that sort of affected my personality, because I saw like these people just being online and putting themselves out there, and I was like, I want to do that. Like, I've always tried to do that, but I didn't have the means to do that. And like the way that those girlies were doing it, and now I do, and I feel like that feels great. Like, so you really should just appreciate what you have and appreciate how far you've come. And I feel like that's what my childhood has sort of taught me, and that's how, you know, it made me who I am today. Like, losing some people, just figuring out your identity, because as you grow, obviously you understand yourself more. And I feel like when I was younger, I didn't understand myself, it's just I wasn't aware of, you know, life, and you know, there's not much I could say on that, but yeah.
I feel you. So the friendship that you had, you say that was like really impactful on like you becoming the person that you are today. Would you say that's like a common theme in your life of people saying that like you're too much, or maybe you should tone it down a little bit?
Honestly, in high school I was a riot. I was literally like, I was shaking things up, let me tell you that. And I do think that obviously people do think I'm a lot. Like in high school, like I was friends with everyone, but everyone like also hated me at the same time. But I'm like, people love me so much that they hate me. Like, I'm entertaining. Like, there's really nothing to hate. Obviously I can be a lot sometimes, but I'm entertaining. Like, I remember this one moment, bless his heart, my history teacher was out for like 2 weeks on his honeymoon, and we had some rinky-dink substitute, didn't learn nothing, and then he came back and gave us a midterm and said that was going to be 65% of our grade or something like that. And I literally, me and my best friend were like, we're not doing this. I literally ripped up that test, incited a riot in the classroom. Literally a riot. Like, when I tell you my catchphrase in high school was, that's a riot. Like, literally, that was my catchphrase. Stimmy, stimmy, stimmy. I was stimming forever. Like, I used to make a new word every week, and it just used to catch on. Everyone used to say that.
She's the word.
No, like I could
like you honestly
put me on a track.
No, literally. Like, we would say one word at work, and she just like turns it into a whole bit. It's so funny.
Fun fact, the first book I ever read was Green Eggs and Ham. Sam I Am. All right, Sam I Am. I'm like, I don't know if that book like just changed my brain chemistry as a child, but I am so good at rhyming and wordplay. Like, the girlies know.
We gotta get Saman in the stew
now. But yeah, I like incited a whole riot, and then my history teacher came up to me at lunch and was like, Saman, like, I get why you were so mad, but you could have just talked to me. And I'm like, no, you would not have listened. Sometimes you need to cause chaos, you need to be proactive, and you need to create change. So that's basically what my whole high school experience was, especially towards the end of high school. Chaos. But the thing is, even though I'm very chaotic, I get shit done. I run shit.
That's the thing, guys. Like, I don't even know how it
I don't
works
know how I do it.
Like, I don't even fucking know. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. Like, but like, honestly,
I run shit. That's one thing I can say about myself. Like, so many people were so concerned about me and things I did and didn't do. But it's like, I got into like literally one of the best schools out of everyone. My test score is always up there. Because I'm very smart. Fun fact, my dad was actually a genius. but I'm like, I have it in the blood. Like, we are smart. We know how to get it done. And I know how to get it done. And it will always be like that. Period. Yeah. But I'm like, the people you surround yourself around, the energy you just embody and just believe in. Like, I'm not a negative person, because why would I believe that negative things could happen to me? I don't want negative things to happen to me. I want good things to happen to me, and good things do happen to me because I always think positive, you know?
Very good. So kind of following through on your previous experiences in high school, like causing a riot, causing a scene, again, in the best way possible, like being just a true trendsetter, you actually became viral, a viral sensation on multiple occasions, in fact, but most, actually several times, in fact, with our previous job. Okay. But most notably for wearing a suit of armor during your time as a student at FIT. But before all of that, you actually wore your armor at Coachella. And in an article you did in 2023, you stated that your style became a lot more camp after being exposed to the party scene. But then you go on to say that your style is really just impacted by the way that your brain works. So what goes on in the mind of Saman when putting together an outfit? Like, what interested you in medieval trends and clothing? And like, how would you say your personality impacts your sense of style?
So I feel like a lot of the way that I used to get dressed, especially for school, for events and things, like I'll put things like, number one, my brain works a mile a minute. When I tell you I'm always plotting, like I'll be at work plotting for like so many different avenues, plotting for the job itself. Like, I'm always plotting. So a lot of the outfits I have in mind, I'll plan, even if I'm like doing something throughout the day. If I get a last minute thing, I'm like, okay, I have to put together an outfit, and my brain just starts like computing, putting pieces that I own together. Even like if I don't own a piece, it's like, what can I do to get it? How can I get it? What is the means, the avenue I could get it? Can I make this? Things like that. So my brain is just literally running a mile a minute to make an outfit. Honestly, I get a lot of my best ideas either on my commute, on the toilet, and just like throughout my day, like working. Like, they just literally, when I tell you, like, how when you watch a show or a movie and you'll see like a light bulb just go off, I'm like, that's literally in my brain. So I literally write everything down. Like, if we go through my notes app right now, it looks like chaos. Literally, I could open and create like 20 notes a day, no exaggeration. And I'm like, we're gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna find a way. Like, you think, like, I sat on the toilet and was like, oh, I'm going to Coachella, I need to make my outfits. Because the first year I went to Coachella, I creative directed most of my friend and I's outfits. And when I tell you, I did all of that within mere days of Coachella, like expedited shipping, things like that. And I feel like the universe really guides me in things as well. Because literally, one of my first Coachella outfits, it was a rainbow outfit, and I was fiending. I was like, what can I wear? I need to gag the girls. Like, I can't come normal. Okay? One thing, like, if I'm gonna go to an event, if I'm gonna pay that much money to go to an event, you gonna see me, bitch. They gonna know I'm there. Like, we here, okay? Hey, like, we're gonna see me. So literally, I was scrolling through one of my Gmails, literally a company I was subscribed to that had nothing to do. It was a shoe company, but they did a shoe. They put it in the email, and they had like the rainbow outfits in the email. And I was like, I'm gonna find that. So I went on a whole hunt to find these outfits. Like, when I tell you, like, I don't give up. Like, we're gonna find it. If we're not gonna find that exact thing, we're gonna find the closest thing, the next best thing. So literally scouring. So yeah, for that outfit, I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm like, what has no one ever worn to Coachella? Like, what can I wear to Coachella that's gonna gag people? Because that's the goal. I'm not. Coachella's a music festival. It's my festival, Samanchella. Like, how can we make this about me? Okay, so I'm like, we need to gag people. Never seen armor at Coachella. Armor's cool. Let's wear armor. And I was thinking about, because Zendaya wore armor to the Met Gala, and a lot of people, cross-reference me wearing armor to her. So that was a pop in my head. I was like, okay, yeah, this. Okay, I'm like, how can I integrate that and make that work? Did my research, and that's how I did it. So a lot of people always ask me, where did you get the armor? Where did you get the armor? And I never really answer, not to be shitty, because I don't really gatekeep, but it's like, I did my research. Why can't you do a simple Google search and figure out what's gonna work best for you. My armor barely doesn't even fit me that well. Go do your own research and figure out what works for you. It's like, be proactive. People don't want to be proactive anymore. Again, I'm not a gatekeeper. Literally, like, I'll give you the shirt off of my back if you compliment it. But with that piece especially, it's like there's so, like, I'm armor girl now. I'm gonna have to wear armor to my wedding. Like,
I could see it. I literally could see it, honestly.
I'm like, I did the research to create that about me. Do your research. If you actually truly want something and to embody something, like, even huge creators that I watch and I follow ask me where you get your armor from and stuff like that. Half of my mutuals are wearing armor now.
Guys, we've actually literally seen it. I'm actually going to talk about this later, but literally at work, we were doing a little bit of an analysis on like trends in Pinterest, and well, yeah, literally, like, no, Pinterest, they claim that one of the, like, they've seen an uptick in, you know, searches for medieval trends and whatnot. So you really are a trendsetter, girl.
No, literally. And one thing about me is that obviously I'm over here hyping myself up, but I am very fucking humble. Like, even my friend sent me a text today because she recently read the recent article that came out about me, and she was like, Saman, I didn't know you were this cool and that you do all this stuff. It's because I don't actively, like, I don't walk around with it on my back. Yes, I post my accomplishments and things like that, but this is just my life. Like, I treat it as it's normal to me, because if you are, like, you know how people say act demure, like that trend, like how you act at the club, like, you like, be demure, act like it's normal to you. Obviously, I'm excited about these things, and I am very appreciative of these things, but I'm not like, like, relax. Like if you, like, I've been in rooms that you wouldn't even, like, are hard to get in, and I'm not in that room like, no, you act like you belong in the space that you want to be in. So yeah, like, I'm like, I forgot the question, Loki.
I forgot the question too. So we were just going back to, like, again, like, what goes on in the mind of you when putting together an outfit, and, like, also what interested you in the medieval trends and clothing. Like, I know you talked about, like, you know, you wanted to do something crazy, but I also noted in the research that I did that you saw a shoot that I think Bella Hadid did that you were interested in.
No, so with that shoot, that's where I was getting, like, that was where I was leading the conversation. So in a lot of the articles people write about me, like, they say that I am the influence of, like, bigger people like Chapel Rowan. We saw, you know, Zendaya wear armor to the Dune premiere and things like that, and armor is like a huge trend now. And I start, like, not that I never believed that I started these things, and even when Zendaya wore that armor, when I tell you I got so many messages, I was at school, people text me, Zendaya's copying you. I'm like, even JT recently wore armor to Market Hotel, which is in Brooklyn. I've been there, holla. Okay. And someone was literally texting me at 4 a.m. like, did you make this? Is this your piece? Because that's what people associate when they see armor. Like, I'm the association. And then, like, I'm so humble. Mind you, my videos have millions of views. I can't even fathom or think that, like, it come across these huge creators. But I'm like, it most likely has. Like, I'm in Vogue, I'm in Days, I'm in all of these magazines. It's like, they've seen it. If they didn't see it, a stylist has seen it. I'm like, you never know who is watching you. I'm like, people would always comment on my videos like, oh my God, we're literally talking about you in my office right now. Like, we're having a whole conversation about you at work. And I'm like, that is so, like, impactful. So I'm like, most likely I am like influencing these things. Obviously my videos are more comical, but I do wear armor and stuff to, like, events, to industry events and things, so people are always seeing me. I'm always photographed. So I'm like, maybe I quite literally am doing these things. That's why I was so mad at Pinterest. Well, I'm not even gonna say I was mad at them.
I was like, damn, like, I didn't know that they were keeping tabs on Saman like that. Like,
they know that the thing is Gallant Girl, and they changed it to Castlecore. That's really what kills me, because what is Castlecore? Like,
Castlecore could be anything.
I'm like, that doesn't have, like, you really tried it. Like, and it's like all your trends were AI generated. It's like you're trying to be funny, and the most disrespectful part is that they got creators that don't even embody that. Yes, they make fashion content, but there's so many cosplayers, so many people who actually make this their life that they could have gotten. People actually wear chainmail. People make chainmail. They could have reached out to, you know, like, it's just so, like, what are you doing? And I feel like a lot of companies do that, which is so annoying. Like, literally, what are you doing? What were they doing? And the thing is, they made no movement. The industry did not move.
She can laugh, but nobody moves.
Like, nobody moves. They archived all their posts. Nobody moved, mamacita. Like, Pinterestita. You did not. Groundbreaking. But it would have been groundbreaking if they actually got creators that actually embodied the aesthetics that they're lazy. Number one, you use AI to come up. The fuck is Castlecore? Only AI could come up with that. And if you were the intern who came up with that, we know you use ChatGPT.
We're gonna find you.
Okay, we're gonna find you. Okay,
we have software.
Yeah. Moving on.
We have software, guys. And guys, I'm telling y'all, like, when we leave, I mean, again, we're like super grateful, and like I feel like we're very abundant in blessings. But again, like, when we are no longer at this job, the tell-all is gonna be crazy. Okay, but we're gonna have to like switch things up. That's what I do whenever I do like a story time. I gotta switch things up. You know, change things around, change dates around, because like, listen, like, love them down bad, but
do love them, but it's definitely rough, tough. We in the trenches right now. Okay,
no, we've been in the trenches. Since the day we stepped on there.
Hard. I had to fight all my life. I had to fight.
And I work like a dog.
Yes.
But I feel like from this conversation, I feel like you are just really in tune with your intuition and in your gut. And I feel like as somebody who really struggles with that, who's very like, oh, I try to be very reasonable. What would you say to somebody who struggles with like tuning into their intuition and acting on what they truly want?
So I would say use your brain only to ideate. Don't use your brain to be like, oh, but should not be in your vocabulary unless your ass is too fat, mamacita, okay? Like, but should not be in your, if, ands, or buts should not be in your vocabulary. Because the people who got where they are today, like, let's use Ariana Grande as an example. Literally, I think about her in my dreams. She wanted to be famous all her life. She climbed her way to the top. Do you think she climbed her way to the top with if, ands, and because it, like, she wanted to be Glinders since she was teensy weensy. She's known her vision. Have a vision and execute it. The thing about the universe is, not even the universe, your goals, is that once you have a goal, you're inevitably going to get there if you're working towards your goal. You're not going to get there if you're sitting and deciding if you should go towards your goal. You're going to get there, period. It may take longer than you expect, or you may not be able to clearly see it in front of you, but you should not be focused on the goal. You should be focused on the journey. What is the journey that will get you there? So me, when I create an idea, especially if it's like a big event or things like that, I'm like, who can I hit up? What can I do? How can I pitch myself? How can I be beneficial? What can, like, I feel like, and I was just talking to my friend about this. Life is full, like, you know how, like, in middle school we learn about like symbiotic relationships and stuff. You have to, especially in the creative realm and industry, everything is a symbiotic relationship. What can you offer someone else, and what can they offer you? And how can it be symbiotic, right? In a lot of my partnerships, obviously I have a following. I leverage that. People care about me. I leverage that. I'm cool. I leverage that. Like, what
being a nice person, I feel like, is underrated in this industry.
Yes.
Like, not to interrupt you, but I feel like
you're exactly correct.
The fashion and creative industry,
authentically nice.
Yeah, like you can't just tell. Yeah, like it's good to be assertive and like cutthroat in a sense when it comes to like, you know, demanding self-respect and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like being a nice person is important. I remember in grad school there was like a very disagreeable person, right? Like, again, you could be an incredibly intelligent person, but if nobody likes you, like, nobody's gonna want to work with you.
No one's gonna want to work with you.
Nobody.
I do think that is why I win so much. It's because I'm incredibly authentic.
Yes.
And I'm incredibly kind. Like, I'm, like, when I tell you I'm always myself, like, at work, I'm yapping all day. I don't care. You hired me, you know what you hired. I was yapping as fuck in the interview. I'm yapping here. School, I was always like that. In public, I'm always like that. Sometimes people are like, Saman, you're being too loud and stuff. But I'm like, I'm always authentically myself. I'm genuine. I'm not putting on a face. I'm not lying to you. I'm a bad liar, fun fact. Like, really, really bad. I'm always authentic. And people can sense that. And people are attracted to authenticity. Damn, I can't speak right now. People are attracted to authenticity because it's very rare. It's very, very rare. Because people think you have to put on a face. That you have to have different personas, different personality. Because that's what we're taught. And when I tell you, my family's conservative, I don't listen to what they're taught because they're scared. There's a lot of fear in being conservative. Obviously, if that's who you are, I respect that, but there's a lot of fear. Be yourself. You're going to be happiest if you are yourself. Like, I was having a conversation with ADELLE and our other coworker today, and I was like, I do so much, but I'm not drained because what I'm doing is authentically me, and it is authentically things I actually enjoy. Like, put on your face. You don't have to wear, like, a lot of creators that crash out, like, you think they're doing well, they're living this great life, but they end up having this crash out. It's because they put on this persona for so long and they got stuck in that persona, and they don't know, one, who they are anymore. Two, they don't know how to, like, even if they know who they are, they don't know how to, you know, present that to society and the world and the media because they presented themselves a certain way for so long. Like, you know how all the YouTube girlies, we were just talking about the YouTube girlies yesterday, they've all been coming out with how horny and like scandalous they were during that era and how they felt like they couldn't present that or like be themselves during that time. And they are now. They feel finally comfortable to do it because society is a little more accepting. It's like, just be yourself so you don't have to change who you are. Obviously, people change. Like, even I'm changing right now. I don't feel like I'm exactly the same. But embrace that and accept that, again, in an authentic way. Like, just be yourself. You don't know, like, obviously, not everyone's gonna resonate with you. I'm fortunate enough where a lot of people actually do like me. Like, it's rare that, like, even the people that hate me, they don't hate me. Like, be fucking for real. But it's just like, be authentic. That's literally it. And it's the fact that you cannot teach authenticity. Like, you just have to do. It's all about being proactive. Like, I'm a doer. I always tell people to do. Stop thinking so much because it leaves, like, me, even with the armor thing, I was like, damn, should I like where the heck am I gonna put a full suit? Like, and if I ended up saying no or ended up, you know, debating about it, it would have never happened. Another thing that I do is I give myself deadlines. So I picked a day where I was gonna do that shoot. I hit up everyone and we were gonna do it. So it's like, I need to have a full suit of armor by this day. And I did. And things were done. Like, it's literally that simple. People always say it's easier said than done. And I think the opposite. It's easier done than said. Do. Take a poop, okay? Like, do. That's it. Don't think too much. There's really nothing much to think about. Do. Literally, do. Just do it. Nike 8.
So throughout the questions that I've had for you so far, I feel like a common theme that we're all coming across is like being authentically yourself and just fucking doing whatever it is that really comes to your mind. And I feel like sometimes when people, you know, meet somebody who is just so authentically themselves and they are struggling with that path, they tend to try to put you down or put you in a box because they're projecting. And I know since your viral moment, like, girl, you've gone on a press tour.
Yes, I'm on tour right now.
Literally, and she's still on tour, guys. Literally, since the moment I met her, she's been on tour.
No, one thing about me, I'm a gag the girls. Like, okay.
Every single time, like I have something coming in the works. I'm like, damn, period.
Like, when are you on break? I'm Taylor Swift. You know, she was on that fucking Eras tour for like.
She said, like a decade, millennium.
She said millennium, millennial. That's yeah. No shade to the millennials. Okay.
We talking about them every day. Like, okay, Harry Potter. Like,
no, yeah, I'm like. One thing about me, I'm gonna have something going for me all the time. I'm gonna keep the girls gagging. I know people are sick of me on Instagram. Every day I got an article out. Every day I got something to post. I'm like, I just announced my podcast. I just had an article written about me. Just announced like a whole event. And I have more coming. When I tell you, that's another thing I do as well. Even this is like one thing. I said be authentic and be delusional. Okay, like you have to be the person you want to be now.
There's power in being delusional, honestly. Like, obviously have balance, but like being delusional honestly helped me so much.
But the thing about being Delulu is that you cannot be a bad person and be delusional. Okay, you cannot treat others bad. You can't take advantage of people and do that because you're gonna get your karma. Karma's a bit like you're gonna get your karma. Period. Okay, and it'll come fast. You have to be delusional in a way that you're delusional, not you're being delusional to other people and you're putting other people in harm's way because of what you're doing. So definitely, please be delusional yourself. But what I do is like, I plan my whole year. So obviously I'm into fashion. I'm into, you know, being out there, putting myself out there. What are the major events? Like literally you have to be strategic. It's all about strategy. Like I always give people advice. One thing about me, I'm a yapper. I'll always give you advice. But one of my main advices is that obviously I like to party, right? I party very strategically. Okay? I'm where the cameras are going to be at. I'm where the paparazzi are going to be at. And I'm going to come in a fab outfit because I know that people are going to want to photograph me. I'm going to come correct. You can't like try to get in somewhere and you look a mess. I'm sorry. Like,
okay, I'm going to interrupt you for a hot second. Do not come out to the club with your dusty ass white forces.
Oh, please.
And your high-waisted light wash jeans. That's cute for maybe like a little happy hour.
Period.
Oh well. I was trying to be nice. I mean, it's cute for certain people, you know, and I admittedly wore Air Forces every now and then, but that was my college days, okay? Again, you don't know who's gonna
this ain't the frats, mama.
Yeah, no, okay? We gotta come correct.
So literally, be the person you want to be now, okay? Be the person you want to be now. Like, fun fact, sometimes I used to go out. People think so much of me. Don't let, like, people know nothing about me, even though I post every second. But I used to go out and I used to be dead broke. And you would never know because I don't act broke. Obviously, I was not, like, broke. But you would never know. I'm paying for drinks. I'm paying for you. I'm paying for the Uber. I'm being kind. I'm being demure. I hate going out with people and they're like, I can't afford to be here. Then why the fuck are you out, bro? Why are you out? And then why would you let people know that you're broke? You have to don't speak bad. Even if you are broke, even if you have 0 cents in your bank account. No one, like, obviously if you need help, ask for help. But you can't be out in these spaces and be broke. You're going to be the loser. We're all going to look at you and be like, why are you even here? You know? Like, there's so many times, like, not recently though, because you're not gonna do that. But especially in like my college days, like you just realize how much people are a bum. Like, it's like you're broke and you're not doing anything about it. It's like, change your life. It's that easy. I'm like, again, I used to go out and I used to be in spaces and I used to act like I belong there. Be the person you want to be, even if you're not. Who knows? Nobody knows. I'm like, there's been times I went to clubs, I'm out, and I'll meet someone who would give me an opportunity, who would give me a job, who would give me experience because of the way I carried myself. It's literally that easy. But what I was saying about planning ahead, I'm into fashion, I'm into press, I like being in magazines, you know? I look at what events are relevant to that. So Fashion Week's coming up in February. The Met Gala is coming up. Coachella is a place of fashion, so I'm going to make sure I'm at Coachella. Fashion Week, place of fashion. Look up fashion events. Know where people are having these Fashion Week after parties. Make friends, make connections. Connection is the way. Okay, connection is going to get you so far. So that's how I plan my year. I need to have outfits by Fashion Week, whether I'm gonna make them, whether I'm gonna buy them. Met Gala is coming up. I need to be at a Met Gala after party. Even if I'm not invited, I'm gonna be there, period. And it's happened. Let me tell you. You gotta plan your year, just how celebrities plan their year. I'm going to the Grammys, I'm going to the Oscars, I'm going to this, I'm going that. That's how you have to plan your year. If that's what you're interested in, if you're interested in acting, find the after parties. Find the after parties. Find where people are going to be at. Know where people are going to be at. It's literally so easy, especially if you live in a major city like New York. Even if you live in a neighboring city, even if you don't live by New York, find a cheap bus ticket, buy it in advance, be there or be square. Okay? Put yourself in the environment of where you want to be, and that'll be your life. And that's period, and that's facts. It's literally that easy. I put myself in the environment of the places I want to be, and that's just my life now. I'm a regular everyday girl. I have a job 9 to 5, and I'm still living that
10
same
to 6.
Oh, yeah.
7 to 7, 7 to 8. 7 to 8.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah, I'm that busy. That's how many hours are taking out of my day, and I'm still able to put myself in those places because that's where I want to be. Where do you want to be? Ask yourself that question and put yourself there.
And you are a huge person when it comes to like recommendations, guys.
Yes.
Saman has recommended so many things to me, from restaurants to apps, and you have been talking about, you know, like putting yourself in the places that you want to be.
Yes.
Where would you suggest that people, you know, look in terms of, oh, maybe I want to go to a Met Gala after party or something for Fashion Week? Like, where would you suggest that they look?
Number the fuck one, leave your house. Okay? We be lazy. It's cold. I understand. Get up and go out. Okay? That's number one. Number two, do research. TikTok is one of the best search algorithms. So many creators create. You guys want to go to Fashion Week? This is what you need to do. Go do your research. Reddit is I don't use Reddit, but like obviously it's easier for me because I've been going out, I've been in these spaces. Go on Reddit. People will post. I'm pretty sure there's a post or answer for a question you have. But really, the easiest way is to leave your house. That's the easiest way. I'm like, my Coachella of 2023, I believe, literally we got to Palm Springs a little bit earlier, so we literally were looking up. All we did was look up where the party's at in Palm Springs. It said Ace Hotel. We went to Ace Hotel. I actually ran into a creator that I know that I have a parasocial relationship with because one of my old friends kicked her in the head at a party once. That's a whole different story. But she's a huge creator. No, like when I tell you that'll be a whole other podcast episode if I sit here and get into it. But she's a creator that I was watching when I was young. She's actually a curly hair creator, and we ran into her at the hotel and we literally were chopping it up. And then we ran into other creators who just liked me and my friend's aesthetic, and they loved us so much they invited us to hang out with them. They invited us to the what is that skincare brand called? It starts with a C. I don't know if it was Sarah V, Cetaphil. It was something with a C, or Celsius, which is not a skincare brand. It was something with a C, a huge brand. They invited us to the after party the next day that only big creators get invited to. All because we went outside. We could have chose to stay in. Like, Coachella is very tiring. We were like, no, we're in Palm Springs. When in Palm Springs, go outside. That all happened because we decided to go outside.
Period.
That is how easy it is. Talk to people. Be friendly. Be someone that people want to talk to. It's literally that easy. You don't know who you're talking to. There's been times I've been at parties and I'm yapping it up with someone and they have like 1 million followers and I treat them like a normal person. I don't even know who they are, honestly. I'm very uncultured. Fun fact. That's like something I love to share because I'm not cultured at all. I don't know anything. I don't know anyone. But yeah, I'll be talking to people that have millions of followers. They'll invite you places. They'll give you opportunities. Be normal and be a good person. That's literally it. Get out your house. All we did. Parties in Palm Springs. It led us to the Ace Hotel. It's literally that simple.
Y'all can't get to the bag if you're not acting.
No, like, and the thing is, if you're watching, you're most likely young.
Insert.
Do you know how easy it is to get opportunities when you're young? I'm pretty sure everyone has like a wild night out with their friends where you go out, you don't expect to have a crazy night. That's literally what it is. Take that, but put it towards the things you want, and that's it. It's literally that easy.
Period. You're a doer, is what I'm really do. But you are a doer, and because of who you are as a person, you embody who you really want to be. You're authentically yourself. That has really caught the attention of the likes of, guys, and we're gonna go through some crazy features: Dazed, Vogue, W Mag, just to mention a few, and there's more, guys. That's the crazy
more to come.
part.
One came out today, and there's still more coming.
Oh yeah, let me know about that so I can link it down below. But no, literally, guys, so much more to come. But with great power comes great responsibility. And in your Dazed article, you mentioned a few cultural appropriation trolls as it pertains to your gallant girl era. And still an era for you. Coming after you. And so you're definitely the comeback queen, guys. Literally. So we were on TikTok live earlier and she ate somebody up. But the thing is with Saman, like, even though she eats you up, she does it in a very classy way. And I feel like I don't know,
like you won't even know that I'm bullying you. Like,
it's like, damn, I still like this girl, but you ate me up and I can respect that. No,
and they definitely left. They got kicked out the chat. They got bullied out the chat.
Guys, every single time we go on TikTok live, there's always somebody who's trying to hate on us. And
they hate him, but they broke though. They broke. That was literally on me on live. I was like, you have no profile picture. No one's listening to you. You're not making no moves in the chat.
I actually think I still have that like on a recording because I was doing a little video at the same time. Like I turned around, I said Saman. And they let her do that because honestly, like, she gets her work done, so can't even complain about that. But yes, you are definitely the comeback queen. And what tips would you give to listeners on standing firmly in your beliefs as well as self-confidence?
Don't let nobody tell you what to do. Is something that used to piss me off is that one of my friends used to talk so much shit about the whole friend group, but did not have a job.
Well,
did not have any money. Went back to her ex who cheated on her 40,000 times. And you have the nerve to talk about people with jobs, hobbies, goals, and ambitions. It's not. Me don't know how to say that. It's not adding up. Don't ever listen to somebody who cannot do what you do. That's why when like I get hate comments, I don't respond to them. They don't mean nothing to me because you cannot do what I do, bro. And if you can, I challenge you. A ver, let's see who does it better.
Me or her?
Me or her?
Mirror.
Like, someone commented on one of my videos today promoting my podcast party and was like, so everyone has a podcast now? I said, yes. The difference between your podcast and mine and the other girlie's podcast and mine is that I have 0 episodes out and I'm having a dinner, a launch party, and I'm sponsored. That's not normal. The other girls don't do that. The other girls don't have that. So don't group me with the other girls, you know? Like, no one could ever come for me because I'm so abundant. It's like, what would you have to say that would... You think you're gonna hate on me and I'm gonna change everything about myself because of your one comment when you don't even have the same career path as me, the same path as me, the same anything? Who are you? Do you even know who you are? Because the only people that hate are people who don't know who they are and don't like themselves. I never hate on anyone because I like myself. In fact, I love myself. So I don't ever come out of my mouth. Even that girl, I was friends with her for a while, and the whole time she was jobless, had no ambitions, no anything, and I never judged her once. Only people who are unhappy judge other people. So anytime I'm getting, like, even my mom, she be coming for me. So I'm like, do you even like yourself, mamacita? No offense, love you to death. But it's like, you're saying that out of insecurity. You're not saying that because you actually think that. You're scared. I'm not scared. That's the difference between you and me. You don't scare me, okay? I scare you. And that's an issue that you have that has nothing to do with me. And that's a thing that people need to realize. If someone is hating on you, if someone is trying to steer you away from your path and your direction, that's because they have a problem with themselves. That's because they are scared that you are able to do the things that they want to do, or just put yourself out there in a way that they cannot even fathom. It's unfathomable to them, and it's a real thing. Like, everyone's brains obviously work differently. Obviously, I can't figure out how everyone thinks, but you can just tell who a person is by how they speak, their opinions, and how they speak to you. And the thing is, I never take anything personally. I'm like, people have done so much to me, so much grimy shit, and I've taken them back, blah blah blah, because I'm like, it doesn't have anything to do with me. It's something that I am working on changing now. Like, obviously everyone can't have 1,000 chances, but I don't ever take it personal, because I'm like, it doesn't have anything to do with me. That's not who I am. That's not what I'm do. But something I'm realizing recently is that you are who you surround yourself with. So if you allow that, like that girl that to this day,
that story was crazy, guys.
To this day, no job, no ambitions. I'm like, so I'm around her, and people she introduces me to think I'm like her automatically. People group you. That's like, it's just human nature, you know? We group each other. Race, ethnicity, things like that. You get grouped. If you don't want to be associated with something, don't be around that. So that's something that I have learned recently. But don't take anything anyone says personally. I'm like, the craziest thing she said was literally to the girl that I'm having a podcast with now. She literally told her, don't invite Saman to your birthday party because she's going to make it about herself. Gag is, she actually made it about herself. But again, if I get into that story, it's going to be a whole different podcast. But it's like, you only said that because you see that I get attention and you see that I make moves. So I can't be at people's birthday parties because I get attention and make moves. You're insecure, and you only said that because that's an insecurity you have. So my friend told me that, and I was like, okay. Like, I went to your birthday party. We had a good time. I actually was actually made the birthday party a better experience. And I was there for my friend because that's the type of person I am. Did I make the party about me? No. In fact, the person who said that made the party about her. So that goes to show you, people, it's the insecurities. Don't let an insecure person make you insecure, Mom. Don't. Don't.
I feel like when somebody is like so like just steps into their light and is so just unapologetically themselves, you cannot take that as a moment to be like, oh well, they're just taking up too much space and they're not giving me any space. I feel like
take your space.
Take up your space. Like I feel like people are so committed to this scarcity mindset that there's not room enough for everybody, but like there is. I feel like people are so committed to this scarcity mindset where it's like, well, if Saman is doing well, that means that she's taking light away from me. It's like, no, I feel like if anything,
you're dimming your own light.
Yeah, exactly. You are dimming your own light. And two, like, I feel like with examples like you, that shows that it is possible for you. It's literally possible.
I'm like, with my friend group now, I always encourage my friends, literally. Obviously, me and my friend just started our podcast. Our other friend was like, you guys are inspiring me so much. Like, I'm like on my bag now. I'm like, if your friends cannot be inspired by you, if you can't take inspiration from your friends or the people who you're surrounded by, they should not be your friend. You cannot. Why would I be friends with someone who does not add anything to my life but chaos?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like at some point in some age, like obviously chaos is entertaining, it's fun, you know, you have your stories, you have your drama, but at some point it gets draining and tiring.
Yeah.
Remove yourself from that situation. It's so easy.
So another huge thing that I'm really getting from this conversation is that you are just an attractive person. I mean, obviously that's everybody see, but she's also a Leo rising, guys. Like Saman is super into astrology. She is a tarot reader. She's like, she even like consults her cards before making big decisions sometimes. So she's like super into that stuff, as am I. And because she is a Leo rising, I feel like because the sun is a really huge part of your chart, you just attract light and abundance and positivity. And because of that, by default, it makes you a very magnetic person. What are the top things that you do to attract abundance, positivity, and opportunities?
So number one, just being positive. Number two, being appreciative. You have to appreciate what you have to attract more. The universe appreciates appreciation. You can't walk around ungrateful and think that you're gonna get more. That's not really how life works, you know? Be appreciative and say that you're appreciative. Like literally, like I'm pretty sure everyone talks to themselves. Like it's okay. Out loud, I'm always saying what I'm appreciative for. Again, I told you guys I have like 20 notes a day. I'm always writing down what I'm grateful for, what I'm appreciative for. And then the thing is, you can be appreciative for the things you don't have yet. So be appreciative for the things that you want. Like, let's give an example. Like if I want to go to the Met Gala this year, I can say, I'm appreciative that I got to go to the Met Gala this year. That can be a mantra that I say, and eventually you're going to start to believe it. And maybe you will, most likely you will be at the Met Gala this year. Unlike last year, no, when I tell you delusion, last year I made a whole plan. At the beginning of the year, I was like, I'm going to be at the Met Gala this year. Like, so I made a whole plan. I planned it out. That's another thing too. So you know how a lot of people are using ChatGPT to create stories for them and manifest for them and things like that? You can do that yourself. You don't need ChatGPT to do that for you. What can you do to be at the Met Gala this year? Realistically, with the things that you have and with the things that you can attract, what can you do to be at the Met Gala this year? I made a whole plan. It was very, very, very doable. You never know how easy things are. So I didn't end up being at the Met Gala, but I was at the Met Gala after party.
And that's one
and
step
I already
in the
knew
right
that's one step in the right direction. I was photographed there. I was actually the cover of that Met Gala after party. Mind you, I was not invited. Because I planned for it. I already knew that was in the cards for me. Dream a big, bro. Like, and just plan it out. Everything is doable if you do. Okay? Literally plan for it. I'm like, this year I have a podcast now. I've always known that I would have a podcast and that it would do big. That's something else. Your intuition knows. Think about the things that you have wanted as a child. Again, I always wanted to be on social media, and look where I am on social media. You know what you want and what it is that you're going to get. If you have a strong feeling about something, it's most likely correct. Okay? Plan for things, even if you have no way to be there. how can you be there? It's literally that simple.
Yeah.
How can you be there? How can you attract this? Who can you talk to that will get you closer to that? Where can you be that will get you closer to that? What can you do that will get you closer to that? It's literally that simple. Mic drop. Mic drop. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe that you can do something, then how can you do it? It's literally that simple. When I tell you these laws of the universe, these things are just so simple, but the fact that people make them harder than they need to be is why they're not where they need to be. Like, it's so simple. And if you believe that it's simple, then it becomes even simpler. It becomes your reality. Again, I have my whole year planned. At the start of the year, I already know Fashion Week's this date, whose show is going to be at this date. I have connections that can get me into these after parties and things like that. Boom, that's Fashion Week taken care of. Met Gala is this date, where the after party is going to be at. Who do I know that are at after parties? Blah, blah, blah. Met Gala taken care of. At the start of the year, I have no worries. I'm like, I have like 8 things coming out at once, and they're all seamlessly working. I have interest in all of them because I planned for it in the future, like in the past, like it was already a thing. It's really that simple. Like, just be smart, have a strategy. That's how you're going to attract the things that you want, with strategy. Yeah, that's it.
I was actually listening to this TikTok earlier of like manifesting the things that you want for yourself, even if they're currently not here, because I feel like your desire to want them is your future self telling you that it's meant for you. And I think that's a really big takeaway from today's podcast. The self and manifesting your dream life have been really, really present in today's podcast, and it's truly undeniable that you are a testament to the true meaning of personal style, with micro trends cycling like crazy. Literally 5 seconds ago, we were all into bows, and then the next it was mob wife, and now it's clean girl aesthetic, then it's coastal grandma. It's a whole thing. Even I get super tired of it. I don't know about you, but every single time I see trend predictions for 2025, I skip over it, because it's just like, my style is my style.
Yes.
But what would you say to someone who desires to find their personal style?
So you can't find your personal style if you don't experiment. That's literally full stop. Experiment. Even I don't think I have a personal style. Like, I'm sitting here in a black t-shirt. Experiment. Put whatever you want on your body, and believe me, you can put a lot of things on your body. You could put a lot of things on your body. Okay, I wear art. Armor is not it's not practical clothing, and I still wear it because I can. You can put anything you want on. My mom has a problem with perception, oh, people are gonna think this, people are gonna not. Who fucking cares? Who cares? Just because you put something on your body does not mean that you are that person for the rest of your life. Unless you are doing something blatantly bad. And even then, obviously, look at the country we're in. It's not your whole thing. People are going to forget. Experiment. Put things on your body. That's literally it. If you are interested in a style, start embodying it. Wear it. If it doesn't work for you, move on. We have free will, and people need to understand that. I literally wear a suit of armor.
She wore it to work, guys.
I literally did wear it to work, and I was allowed. No one questioned it, because it's not that serious. So many people are focused on, oh, what are other people gonna think? Who cares? Who are these people to you? A lot of people you interact with on a daily, on your commute to work, on things like that, you're most likely never gonna see them again. Why do you care so bad? Even if people look at you doing something right. If someone exerts that much energy to look at you, to comment on something you're doing, you must be doing something right. Stop caring about what other people think. They're not paying your bills. They're not doing anything for you. Okay? Literally do what you want to do. Okay? That's literally the advice I could give. Experiment. That's it.
To be cringe is to be free.
Yeah.
Guys.
That's something I actually regret, not being cringy-er.
No, literally.
Them cringy people be paid. Bills stacked, okay? New money, okay? They are paid. Just do. Like, stop thinking so much.
Literally. Sorry, I was just looking at the last part. But we are now getting into the last portion of the podcast. Honestly, Saman, it's truly been such a pleasure talking to you. Guys, literally, I could talk to Saman all freaking day because she is just, every single time I open something up, it just goes into something else.
No, yeah.
Like, literally, I remember the first time we were talking with each other and like you mentioned that you wore a suit of armor. I'm like, wait, how did you even source that? How did you even get to that? So truly, it's been such a pleasure working with you, and I really hope that we continue to work more in the future. Literally. The trauma bond is crazy. But no, honestly, it's been such a pleasure. But I really want to finish out this podcast on a tradition here at YAP Eat Repeat. So, as we all know, in my podcast, at the end of each episode, we do a YAP Eat Repeat section. So let's start off with YAP. YAP is, what is something that's been on your mind that you honestly cannot shut up about?
So honestly, everything that I just said on the podcast is stuff that I spew all the time, especially to people who have the same interests. Recently, I haven't been able to stop talking about like the election, the TikTok ban, the state of the world right now. Because honestly, it's all conspiracy. Like,
yes, the whole Donald Trump,
something's not right.
TikTok shit. It was a whole PR stint.
I'm like, I've worked in PR.
Yeah,
I know how those girls roll. Okay.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, everybody's crashing out because TikTok's getting banned, I made a no movement. I was not moved. I did not go run and download my videos. I did promote my other platforms because, when you got an opportunity, you got to take it. But I did not run. I did not lose any sleep because I knew that they were not banning this. They were not. Like, please. Yeah. And then the thing is, everyone was crashing out when the statement said, we're working to bring this back. Yeah. So that's been something that's just been, I've been yapping about that. The state of the country, all these DEI things that are being revoked, reproductive, like I've been yapping. Like, I'm not very political, which is very funny because my family is full of politicians. But it definitely, like, things need to be talked about. There's a lot going on right now that is not okay. So you're telling me these systems are not safe? The thing that really hurt the most is that as soon, like the Roe versus Wade thing, as soon as she died, you guys took, so she needed to be alive forever for these rights to be here forever. Like, it's just like realizing that things are not, permanent and that things can be taken away in an instant, So that's just been on my mind lately, and things I've been I've been having a lot of conversation about that.
Absolutely. I need everybody's eyes on the media right now and what's going on, because honestly, guys, I know 2025 feels like a really good, positive year, but also, like, let's remind ourselves that President Trump is in office, and, like, even though I think there's a lot of distrust in, the government and whatnot, there is so much power in investing into your local community. So what better way to, what better time, actually, to invest in your local community and local efforts?
Yes, I agree. And literally just talk to people. I'm like, obviously, I'm not very into politics and things like that, but I'm still talking about it. Even a simple conversation can help you, feel better and for you to understand things more. You can learn things from other people. Like, just be proactive in that sense, especially if you look like me. Like, you need community because a lot of things are being taken away for people that look like me, for women, for people of color. Like, who do we have but each other? So that's all I will say regarding that.
I feel like we have so many things that we try to do to separate ourselves, even within like the Asian and the Black community. I feel like there are so many ways that we try to divide ourselves, and not to sound like super woo woo or super like kumbaya, but honestly,
hey, Black Queen, Grand Rising,
Grand Rising, my queen,
Grand Rising,
Grand Rising.
Did you step into the sun today?
Did you even pray before you turned TikTok on today? That's the real question. No, but honestly, there is so much power in banding together and like truly. I just gotta read up.
Yeah, extra read all about it. Okay, read my articles, but also read the news. Okay, pay attention, tune in. Don't miss. Okay.
No, I think we're gonna get to honestly our favorite part of the podcast, which is the eat section. Now, eat can mean two different things here at the YAP Eat Repeat podcast. That can mean what is something that you've eaten down lately, or what is something you've been munching on. Food recommendations. For Saman and I, we absolutely love to eat, but today, like, we gotta talk about it real quick. Okay, Saman, take it away, Veronica.
I don't even know what to say or where to start.
Where do we begin?
The moral of the story was I was not fed. Okay.
We got a notification, okay, very exciting notification that like we were going to be fed, and mind you, it's been a rough time where we come from, right?
It's cold.
It's
icy.
Barren in many ways. And we were promised a meal. So we decided to be a little bit demure, take our time. We didn't want to be ravenous.
Yeah.
So we got the notification that the food came. We were all super excited. Everybody's messaging, oh my God, can't wait. Tell me why Saman and I get to the table. Chicken nuggets, okay, literally chicken nuggets left on the table, left over here.
I was seeing the bottom of the pan.
Measly salad. It wasn't even a full salad that Saman and I could have had individually. It was like one of those side salads that people.
It was
gave.
Iceberg lettuce.
I said, "Damn, guys, this is really what y'all are trying to give right now." And what sucks is like they claim that they love to eat, and it's like.
And the thing is, I love to eat. When I tell you, I have no shame. My desk looks like the Last Supper every day. I'm like, there's
she's
time.
The only disciple.
No, like, no. Okay. I'll be having course 1, course 2, course 3, snack, drink, dessert on my desk at all times. I'm like, one time, like, we got snacks. And I was in a Grinch costume, and you know how the Grinch obviously eats a lot of candy and all that stuff. My desk was full of wrappers and candy, and our boss literally walked in and saw all that on my desk. When I tell you I have no shame, that's just to show you I'm an eater. I eat, okay? Don't be afraid of these little chicken arms. I eat a meal or 10, okay? If I'm hungry, I gotta eat. So I had food.
Guys. Yo, I have to talk about this super quick. So I meal prep because I like to just have my shit prepared. Without a doubt, every single week since Saman and I have started working together, she talks every single, like clockwork. I'm gonna do my meal prep. I'm gonna do my meal prep. And she's been manifesting this for a hot minute. And this time, she finally did it. Okay, this time she finally did it. So we were promised a meal, and it was just not giving the way that it was supposed to.
I'm demure. I'm not gonna eat my little meal prep. We're gonna save it for tomorrow, okay? Now I be having the snacks, the protein, the everything, and now I was like, you know what? We're getting a big meal, okay?
She said, I'm not gonna make my meal prep today.
Gotta make space, prepare my stomach. So 11's passing by. I'm like, okay, 12 passed by. I'm like, we waiting for food. Okay. 1 comes. And they're like, guys, the food is here. And we're like, okay, we're gonna be demure. We're not. Remember, be demure. Act like you belong there. You're not a wolf. Like, you get fed at home, right? We all get a salary here. Okay, we're all salaried. Okay, it's okay. So we're like, okay, we're gonna give this some time. And it was a hectic day. Like, we needed to do our work.
Yes. Oh my God.
So we all decide to get up.
Tumbleweed.
Okay.
I saw a tumbleweed pass by. They said everybody already ate. Clearly.
I'm like, maybe the bag is covering the rest of the food.
Where's the rest?
There was a bag in the middle of the table, and then there was one tray that I saw the bottom of. There was another tray that I saw the bottom of, and those were the only 2 trays for like 6 people. I was like, okay.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, my plate's not gonna be full. This big old plate. This big old plate, like.
Sorry, my phone's about to die, but gotta finish out this part of the podcast because, guys, we actually had dinner earlier before this, and we were just chatting about you know that you really rattled me in Saman's world when we don't eat. Like, what's upsetting is like everyone's like, oh, I love to eat. Clearly you love to eat.
I'm like,
but what about the rest of
niblets?
Sweet
niblets. That's all we had left. Niblets.
Like,
I'm like, I'll put 2 pieces of chicken on the tray.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, they were this big, and I was like, damn, I can't take another because Adele needs to eat too.
Saman and I had to split the beans.
I'm like, it was ration.
I put 2 little tiny minuscule scoops of beans onto my rice. I said, Saman, you here, have the rest. I asked if there was any extra, there wasn't. We couldn't even make it was like a singular droplet of bean juice. I said, damn, this is so embarrassing. Like, I don't like trying to feed people, and I underfeed people. I want people to bring over leftovers.
They always
be full. Nothing.
No exaggeration. 8 chicken nuggets to share between me, Adele, and our other coworker.
Embarrassing, guys.
8 chicken nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Not even half a pan of rice. And a salad that nobody wanted to eat because it was iceberg lettuce.
And we had to eat it because there was
like,
nothing else to eat. Like, I just put my own chicken on there because I brought chicken to work, and I was like, you know what? This is not enough. Okay, I have to leave here with something. So I literally brought my own chicken after being under the impression that lunch would be provided.
Like, I'm like, lunch.
It just didn't give.
We didn't have lunch. We have love. We had love.
We had a whisper of lunch, like a dream of lunch, actually.
We had love. Not lunch, we had love.
We had love. But
that was unbelievable.
It was. Like, we're still talking about it to this day, and I'm like,
I'm telling my great-grandchildren that, okay?
They great famine, okay?
Like, I'm telling the media.
Telling the media, Yo, yeah, that shit was so ridiculous. I'm still upset about that.
Right.
But on to more positive things. So we're on to the repeat section of the YAP Eat Repeat podcast. What is a song, phrase, show, or podcast you've had on repeat?
So something I always like to. Because you know how people have favorites of things? I don't have favorites of things. I don't know if it's maybe because I'm a Libra. You know, Libras are indecisive. But, like, I'll, like, fixate on something and then move on. So I'm trying to figure out what I've recently been fixated on. I recently have been listening to more Madonna. I feel like I didn't know her music was so diverse. Obviously, everyone knows Madonna. I've been hearing Madonna songs since I was young, but I've actually been listening to a lot of her songs, and a lot of them remind me of, like, Courtney Love. I like the band Hole, so I'm like, she has a similar sound to Courtney Love in some of the songs, and also, like, Lady Gaga. I'm like, she sounds a lot similar to Lady Gaga. I'm like, why have these people never collabed? I'm like, we need the Courtney Love, Lady Gaga, and Madonna collab stat, okay? So yeah, I've been listening to a lot of that. What else have I been? I feel like lately I haven't really been fixated on anything because I feel like I'm so busy. It's like there's nothing that I can really, latch onto right now. So I don't think I have. I'm gonna just say the Madonna answer.
Period.
I have Madonna lore.
Yeah, have you met her?
No, but I met one of her exes. But yeah, that'll be a whole nother podcast episode. But guys. Yeah, I'm interconnected with Madonna.
And I honestly would not put that past you. Guys, go ahead and comment down below if y'all want me and Saman to do another podcast because we quite literally will. There is like way too much to talk about, guys. Y'all see the number of inside jokes we have. I'm telling y'all, once we leave, like the tell all will be insane. Okay?
Netflix will be reaching out.
Reaching out. We will actually pitch to them.
Because we know how to do that. Again, PR, social media. We do that.
But anyways, okay. So we are at the final part of the YAP Eat Repeat podcast. Again, Saman, it's truly been such a pleasure speaking with you. Now, you talked briefly about your upcoming projects. Where can people find you, and what are some upcoming projects you're really excited about?
Okay, so I guess I'll talk about my projects first. So I'm actually starting my own podcast with my friend Sweet Creedy. It's called The Pregame Diaries. And number one, we both were like super feral, and obviously like the pregame is like the best part of the night. Like,
absolutely.
Like, you know, the pregame, that's tea. That's where you find out the tea. That's where you reconnect with your friends. Because obviously, if you're at a club dancing, you can't yap with your friends unless, like, you know, there's a section to sit down. So it's the best part of the night. So we're just like, we're literally pre-gaming on the podcast. Like, we're drinking and yapping, and obviously things get messy when you drink and you talk. So it's like very, very, very interesting. And I'm very funny. Sukriti is also a Libra as well. So it's like the humor is off the charts. We're both chaotic in our own ways. Sukriti is like this tall and I'm like this tall. So it's like, we're so opposite but so alike, and we just mesh really well. So it's like a very good podcast. Like, we initially were like nervous to like hear ourselves talk, but we're both like so funny and so interesting. Not to
Just keep talking. I'm just gonna check that.
Not to like toot our own horns, but definitely super excited for that. You said this is coming out next Monday, right?
Yeah, Sunday or Monday.
I can't talk about something, but it is coming out next Friday. But I will say it has to do with swag. That's the only clue I'm gonna give. I'm like contractually, I can't talk about it.
Ooh, yes. Oh my god, that reminds me.
Yes. I have my podcast, party, and dinner coming up, and it's so surprising because I thought people would be more interested in a party. The girls want to get fed. We are losing dinner seats as we speak, and it's only day 2 of us even announcing this. It hasn't even been a full day, honestly. So we're super excited for that. When I tell you we have our partnership, we're doing that. I'm also collaborating with a lot of amazing photographers. Got a lot of parties coming out. Obviously, I have Coachella. Like, just so many things. When I tell you, I will not... People will just see things from me all the time. They will stay gagged. At some point, people will stop being gagged because it's like, this is just who you are. So I'm like ready for that. But you can find me on Instagram at saman.com, and it's saman.com because it rhymes. So obviously, with the .com at the end. That's not you, mamacita. Okay, that's not you, .com-cita. Okay. Anyways, and then my TikTok is s.annia. But yeah, it's either gonna be saman.com or that, or you can Google me.
No, literally, guys, you actually can.
Yes, you can. Front and center, okay? I'm like, I should be verified at this point.
Honestly, I think you can, because like,
no, yeah, I have so many. Like, when I tell you can Google me and you can go down for a while, like, and there'll still be stuff.
Archive. Literally.
Yeah, so
even when I was doing research, I'm like, damn, I have a lot of articles.
No, like, there's a lot, and that's not even the rep. Like, there's more coming. All right. Yeah. So stay tuned. 'Cause you never know. Because I'm like, people always like, a problem I had in my last connection was that the person was a little bit older than me, and they didn't like that I didn't have like a secure plan for life. I'm like, there is no plan. I'm doing maybe like the thing. I've never saw myself having a full-time job. Now I have a full-time job. You don't need to know everything at an exact moment. Things could change. I'm like, I literally moved to Africa and I was gonna stay there, and obviously I'm not in Africa right now. That's how fast things can change. And realize that you don't have to stay. That's my last note. You don't have to stay in a situation that is not working for you, that is uncomfortable, that you don't want to be in. Get out, okay? Like the movie, Get Out, okay? And that's where I will leave this podcast on. I challenge you to get out, okay?
But yes, thank you so much, Saman, for hopping onto my podcast. Again, guys, this has been months in the work. So I'm super, super excited that you're on this pod. I feel like you dropped so many amazing knowledge nuggets
Y'all better
for everybody to tap into. Listen, if there's anything that you should take away from Saman today, is dream big and just fucking do it.
Dream on! Dream on! Dream on.
Okay, dream on, do it big, don't think too much, because
yes, that's actually the last thing I will leave it on. If you're gonna do it big. And if you think you're doing it big, do it bigger. And if you think you're doing it bigger, be the biggest. Okay, take up space.
Yes.
Okay, exactly. There's room for everyone. All right.
Especially to our people of color, take up space.
Yes, take up space. Okay. And if you're taking up space, take up more. Okay. You need an acre, acres. All right.
Whole plot of land.
Whole plot of land. All right. But yes, it was a pleasure being on this podcast. I enjoyed talking. I really hope people take something from this, and I hope this inspires you. But yes, that's all I have for today, folks.
Bye, y'all. This is the YAP Eat Repeat podcast, and we will catch y'all on the flip side.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.